art and theater, and even stamped its image on early currency. Bluefin are charismatic megafauna, a category of large, big-eyed beasts, including elephants, lions, and whales, that serve as placeholders in the public imagination, and have come to represent the health of our oceans and the overfishing that besieges them. Compared with floppy, schooling fish, giant bluefin are more machine than fuel, more predator than prey. I was in my mid-20s when I first saw one in person, and it fit my idea of fish as much as a dinosaur resembles a chickadee. There was, from that initial impression, a problem of scale. The largest tuna ever caught weighed 1,496 pounds. If you can imagine a grand piano shaped like a nuclear weapon. To stand beside a just-landed giant bluefin, still slick from salt water, feels akin to standing beside a natural marvel like Niagara Falls or an erupting volcano. There's beauty, but also danger. Every late summer and early fall, schools of gorgeous, massive bluefin rocket along North America's Atlantic coast. They are an advanced, rod-and-reel sport fisherman's fish. Catching one requires time and a full set of pricey and intensely specific gear, including a volleyball-sized brass reel built to handle a tuna's heft. Some fishermen call bluefin marauders, others racers. The genus name Tunis, after all, comes from the ancient Greek word tuno, rush. Throughout the mid and late 1970s, the world's 3 bluefin tuna populations, Atlantic, Pacific, and Southern, plunged globally because of rampant overfishing, largely due to demand for the sushi-grade fish in Japan. In 1981, 24 tuna fishing countries made their first move to restrict the trade, drawing a line down the middle of the Atlantic Ocean during a meeting hosted by the Spanish government in Madrid. That line ran from the southernmost tip of Greenland, zigzagged around Brazil's Rocky Bulge, then progressed south off the map toward Antarctica. Starting the following year, all bluefin caught to the right of the line toward Europe and North Africa would be considered eastern fish, while all to the left would be western. At the time, prevailing scientific thought held that the powerful, warm-blooded fish largely gravitated back to the coastlines where they were born, with eastern fish spawning in the balmy Mediterranean and their western counterparts in the Gulf of Mexico. Overnight, this conceptual line transformed the fisheries for Atlantic bluefin tuna. Toward the European side of the Atlantic Ocean, harvest remained a free-for-all, with no quotas on how many fish could be caught and killed for the countries that had historically fished those waters. Toward North America, for countries including the United States and Canada, and for historical reasons, Japan, not a single fish, other than those purportedly caught for scientific purposes, could be legally caught. Called the two-stock theory, this understanding of how tuna breed and migrate, as 2 almost entirely separate populations, set the stage for how Atlantic bluefin have been protected and managed for the entirety of my lifetime. Growing up in a leafy suburb abutting Lake Ontario, I learned how to catch and gut a fish before I knew how to blow-dry my hair or paint my nails. My father, Don, a successful businessman and scientist, had spent his own childhood angling on rural rivers and lakes with his farmer parents and wanted to pass along his love of fishing to me and my 2 younger siblings. We spent summers jamming oozing worms onto hooks, threading bobbers, and paddling to find the best fishing holes. Fishing, he lectured, was a controllable craft and act of human will, hypothesis testing, and logic, with results you could eat for supper. In this and other ways, raising us alongside my chemist mother, he tried to teach us about the immutable, final authority of science. In contrast, I wanted to write poetry, or maybe books, captivated by our world's living systems and its nuanced, pulsing rhythms. My parents rolled their eyes at my earnestness. Still, I refused to give up my dream of being a writer. Curious about food,